Alright, this is something I've waited for a while, and a little treat for a few people that I know. Some of you may know Chopper. He's a RX player from, has his own clan, Volpine, whatever. And, I don't know. A lot of people don't seem to like him, and I can't understand why. So, I went ahead and played him one on one, and if you can't detect sarcasm, that was fucking sarcasm. Look at the start I'm having. This is a new net server. It's very smooth, proper settings, hitting shots, and right about here is where we have our first problem. Now, it really isn't a problem. It's just a problem in his head. He should be winning, and the reality is starting to set in. So, the rest of the video is us pretty much talking about where we're going to play because this server is apparently not good enough. And you see he's trying to warm up by shooting walls. I don't understand. He accused me of warming up with someone else before after we played a match, a full-time match, which I'll get into that. But if this is your idea of warming up, then I mean you just shot the roof, dude. That's that's not warming up. That's shooting walls. Anyways, this is what happens when you 1v1 Chopper. You have to go through so much bullshit because nothing's good enough for him. I don't know what he's doing right here. And I'm literally just standing there. He could shoot me and go for flag and play it out, but we ended up going to his server. And I'm just going to let this play out, and you guys can read this as we talk if you want to, or you can fast forward to where we leave the server, and I'm going to have some other things to say here in a second. Okay, so if you read what he was saying, he was talking about ping spikes where I'm going to go ahead and point out that we had the exact same ping, 70. Nobody had a ping advantage, which it really doesn't matter. I've seen people play here with NewNet, your movement is not laggy. So people will sometimes purposely, just to test the server, go with like 150 ping and they can play just fine. It's really no excuse because even without NewNet, our pings are the same. And he also had a point about spawn killing, which really, spawn killing is part of IG. I mean, I don't even play that much IG. I play mostly Siege, and there's a lot of really great IG players, much better than myself. If you hit someone, they should die. That is the truth. If you hit someone, they should die. If I can kill you at spawn, you should die. And here, he just left the server, and I'll have some screenshot in a second. This is the point where he dragged me to his server, and we had to play his settings, which for one it's CTF, which I mean I had a couple PMs on the Hoff forum with him about why play CTF. It's about capturing flags. It's meant for teams. He's really impossible to reason with. So I finally decided whatever. I'll play his game type that he knows and loves. So that's fine. I've never played this before, but here we've got this screenshot of his shots are just basically not registering at all. I told him that his server had ZP bugs, but he wanted to quote unquote show me the difference. And this is the difference right here. We could have stayed and played out our match on a proper server, but we actually had to do this twice because the next map that we played, I had this very issue. So he isn't lying. There were ZP bugs, which I called, and I've got one more screenshot. Okay, this is the point where we had actually played a full match, and this is the end result after two maps where he ended up having to reboot the server, zero ping bugs, and we played on his server after all, the settings he wanted, which that's fine. He can't play on my server, you know. And let's just go over a few things that he talked about during our time together. That he was having ping spikes on a server that we had the exact same ping on. That spawn killing was BS because if I shoot you, you shouldn't die, right? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all. 3, that his server did not have zero ping bugs, and that he was going to show me how amazing it is to play on the VM server. So we spent about 30 minutes dealing with ZP bugs and playing half-assed matches, which I was winning in both by at least 2 or 3 caps before the ZP bugs finally hit. And we finally played this map, which I thought he was going to let me play my map, but the server's default map is this one, and I don't know, he just went ahead and type killed me, got 1 cap. That 1 cap that he's got, I was typing. This should show you what happens when you 1v1 Chopper. And that's all I've got to say.